Today I want to show you how to make my spin on a semi-homemade sweet potato pound cake. Or some people may call them yam pound cake, but I'm calling it a sweet potato pound cake. Now you're going to need a couple of sweet potatoes between medium and small. I roasted mine in the oven. Until they were done. Then of course took the casing off, and here's what that looks like. You're going to need some heavy whipping cream. You're going to need a 1/4 cup of white sugar. You're going to need some nutmeg. You're going to need some cinnamon. Let's go over here. You're going to need some butter. You're going to need 4 eggs. Now your butter, your cream, and your eggs should all be room temperature for the optimal, like real moist cake. So heavy cream, butter, and eggs should be all room temperature. You're going to need a little bit of lemon extract, a little bit of vanilla extract. You're going to need whatever kind of yellow or plain white cake mix you can find, whatever you like. And then for the icing, you're going to need some confectioner sugar. You ready? Let's do it. We're going to have some what we call brown butter in this cake mix, or this cake recipe. So what you do is you put your butter, I got my 2 sticks of butter in the pan, and we're going to go ahead and start cooking it really slow. If you cook it too fast, your butter will burn. So really slowly, as you can see, it's melted. You know what? I told y'all needed this butter to be room temperature. I guess it doesn't matter because you're gonna make brown butter. So anyway, you put your butter in the pan. If you didn't want to make brown butter, your butter for this recipe should be room temperature. But we're gonna take it up a notch, and we're gonna make brown butter to incorporate into this recipe. So let your butter melt really, really slow.
And then I'm going to roses.
See how the butter is brown now?
Yeah, that looks like the stuff they put in coffee.
Just before it burns, I'm going to get it off this heat. I'm going to move it off the heat because I'm so happy that I don't want to mess it up. Okay. Well, let it cool off and then we'll show them what it looks like. Yeah. We did it! Then you're going to take your 2 sweet potatoes, 2 small sweet potatoes. I roasted mine in the oven on 400 for about 40-45 minutes until they're really soft. And then take the skin off and mash them up really, really well. Or you can do this in the food processor. Then in the bowl, you're going to use 1/2 cup of that brown butter. Make sure it's cooled down first. And then add your sweet potatoes. And then blend that together. Next, you're going to add 4 eggs. Again, they should be room temperature. And then you need that 1/4 cup of sugar. Then you need 1 teaspoon of nutmeg. And then I put 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. And then 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And 1 teaspoon of lemon extract. And then blend that together. And then you're going to add your cake mix. And you can go ahead and start adding your cream now, but I just started blending mine first. I'm adding my heavy cream here, heavy whipping cream. Scrape the sides and make sure all that stuff is blended. The recipe is in the description, so if you miss something, it's in the description. Mix that together and then get a pre-greased bundt cake pan. And then go ahead and pour your batter into the pan. Then kind of move it around, shake it up a little bit to make sure it's kind of level on top. And then you're going to bake it in an oven on 325 degrees for 70 minutes. And this is what it looks like when it comes out. And while it's baking, make sure you don't stomp and slam things around. Cakes are very temperamental, so you got to be walk gently around it while it's baking. Beautiful. Look how it looks on this side. It is so good. This is how it came out of the pan after it cools. Now let me show you how I made the frosting to go on top. 1.5 cups of confectioner's sugar, and then about a tablespoon of the brown butter. You don't need a lot, just about a tablespoon. Yeah, I OD'd on the brown butter. You don't really need this much. A tablespoon will work. And then I added about a teaspoon. That looks like a splash of cinnamon, but I ended up adding about a teaspoon of cinnamon. Vanilla. And then I added a dash of salt just to kind of cut that sweetness a little bit. This or cream or milk. For optimal icing, I would use milk. About 4 tablespoons you're going to wind up with. But keep adding milk until it's enough so that you can drizzle it over it's loose enough that you can drizzle it over your cake. If you don't have milk, you can actually use water too. And then I ended up adding a little bit more vanilla. As you can see, it ended up being about a teaspoon, and then a little bit of cinnamon. I put it in a bag, cut the tip off, and then I just piped it over the cake. You can do whatever design you like. Even if you want to just cover the entire cake with the frosting, it's up to you. And you don't even have to have any frosting at all. It's a pound cake, or you could just dust it with some powdered sugar. It's totally up to you. But this is my recipe, and this is so good. A semi-homemade sweet potato pound cake. Yummy. Let me slice it so you can see what the inside looks like. And if you like this recipe, give me a thumbs up. Look at that inside. Don't forget to subscribe for more creative ideas. Hey, let's go out and surprise somebody with kindness and enjoy your semi-homemade sweet potato pound cake.